Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to tap into a topic that I feel like is something that I get asked about every single day, no matter who it's from, where I'm at. Somebody will always ask me about bronzers. Yeah, where to put them, how to wear them, how to pick them, what formula is best for them, which brush should they use for it. There is always somebody who has a list of bronzer questions to ask me when they find out I'm a makeup artist or when they are in front of me and I'm doing their makeup. It's the one common question throughout. So I thought it would be fun to make a quick little tutorial. There's also been a few of you who have asked for this video, so I heard you. See how that works? While I'm on the topic of bronzers, I feel like the follow-up question is always, so where does my blush go? Or how do you wear highlighter? So today I've done a full face of makeup minus my bronzer, blush, and highlight. I thought it would be fun to actually show you what I'm doing, right? This is a tutorial after all. But I wanted to do just one half for now so you guys can see just what a difference a bronzer, blush, and highlight make to the face. Right now, yes, I have a red lip, so that really helps my look, but there's no definition, there's no glow, there's really no color to my face. I'm gonna show you what that's gonna look like with those three products, especially the bronzer alone makes a big difference in the appearance of my complexion. So the question that I get asked a lot is, do I need a bronzer? Why do I need a bronzer? What is the purpose of a bronzer? And really, it just makes the skin look fresh and healthy and awake. And let me tell you, as a tired mom, I need that in my life. I'm not asking you guys to like contour and ninja stripe your faces here, but that bronzer alone will make a significant difference in the complexion of your skin. So it's really, really an important step. So what you want to do first is figure out where the bronzer is supposed to go. Now, many people will say to kind of envision the number 3 or a C. Some people say like a double C. Some people will say the number 3. Some people will call it an E. I mean, call it what you want to call it. But I just like to say a 3 and move on with my life. You want to touch around the perimeter of your face, where the sun hits it the most, kind of bringing back life from the outside in, if you will. So the brush that I think is the best for this step, again, we're not contouring, we're not doing anything like that yet. We're not really gonna do any of that in this video, but so the brush that I think works the best for this is something that is bigger. So something that is soft and big, not too dense because you don't want to have those harsh lines. If you're not good at applying bronzer, this can get very ugly and muddy at times. So I just want you to pick up a brush like this. The Bobbi bronzer is one of my favorites. It's a big enough brush, but it has kind of a flatter head and it's big enough to where it covers a lot of ground, you know what I mean? So when picking the right color for your bronzer, I know this is where it can get a little overwhelming. You want to make sure that you don't pick a color that is any more than 2 shades darker than your own skin tone. You don't want to go too dark because then it'll start to look muddy. You don't want to go too light because it won't do anything for you, and what's the point of that? You want to make sure it's no more than 2 shades darker than your own skin tone, and look at your undertones. You can tell. You know if you're pulling more rosy tones, you know if you're pulling more neutral, you know if you've got some more kind of yellows or reds. You can see that, right? You can visually see, like even somebody like me, I can go yellow, I can also go pink. I've got kind of a little bit of both going on, right? So somebody who's more on the fair side, you don't necessarily want to put something too yellow or too brown on your skin because it'll just sit there and then you'll kind of get that appearance of muddy or dirty, and a bronzer can easily go that direction if it's not the right one for you. Instead, pick something maybe a little bit more rosy undertone so that it complements your skin the best and it gives you that fresh, healthy glow naturally. Somebody who's more medium undertones. So my coloring, for example, because I can lean towards yellow and I can also lean towards pink, I can kind of go either direction and it'll still look natural on me. Somebody who's more medium to dark or even a deeper skin tone, What looks beautiful on them is something maybe with a little bit of a golden shimmer, because it really just highlights and warms the skin up. They don't necessarily want to go with anything that's too neutral, because neutral will pull pinks and that'll look gray or give them the appearance of being washed out. We don't want that. So they might want to pick something that's a little bit more golden and a little bit more red to complement their skin tone. Next step, I scooted in a little bit more so you guys can kind of see the application a little bit better. And this is going to be how to apply the bronzer in the most natural way possible. So in this step, I'm going to use my Bobbi bronzer brush because it is one of my favorites. So the bronzer that I'm going to use is my Hoola bronzer from Benefit. You guys already know this, it's in all of my videos. I love this so much. I just bought a new one, so it's nice and fresh. And this one matches my skin tone perfectly. It gives me just enough warmth. And it does allow me to contour just a little bit when I want to, and I'll get into that in a little bit. There are many other bronzers that I really love, and I will list all of those down below for you guys so you know which ones I like and that I suggest, and then you guys can kind of go from there. We're just gonna go in there and get some color. Always just tap the excess, start with less, and build if you need to. So what you wanna do is pretend you are drawing the number 3. This is the best way I feel like for someone to memorize how to do this. So imagine the number 3 all along here, right? You wanna start at the forehead, take it down to the cheekbones and down to the jawline. You can already see the difference. Nothing here, a little bit here, and that just automatically brought some warmth and some color into my skin. You can go back for some more if you wanted to in these areas here. Now, another important thing that some people fail to mention is if you're wearing something open, a V-neck, or even just something like what I have on, don't forget your neck and your décolleté, because these are the areas that don't see sun that much, right? So we always kind of have a lighter neck than the rest of us. So go back in with a little bit or whatever's left on your brush and just blend that up and down right here on those collarbones. So that'll bring back some of that color that you're lacking in here so that everything blends seamlessly. Yes? Okay, so the number 3, cross your jawline and then down your neck. So realistically, that's all you need. You could be done. You can go into blush and highlight if you wanted to, and you're done. I'm going to talk about contouring just a little bit because I don't do much contouring. I do like a little bit. So what I like to do when I'm contouring is I like to switch over to my angled brush, and my brush is dirty. I'm sorry. It's time to wash my brushes this week. But I like this brush from Bobbi because it's at an angle, so it sits right where I need it to. And what I like to do is go right back into my bronzer. After I've done my 3 and warmed myself up, I like to go back in, take a little bit, tap, 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 and I like to place it, so basically right at the middle of my ear and down. And then I just kind of blend it upwards back into my hairline. See? So that added a little bit more emphasis right in here, kind of pulling my cheekbones back, and you can see the difference. You can see more roundness here, there's no color. And here, I just look like I'm pulled back more and there's more color and life to this side of my face. And that, my friends, is pretty much the extent of my contouring side. Now, I'm picking the right bronzer. So yes, there's powder bronzers, cream bronzers, gel bronzers, liquid bronzers, mousse bronzers. I mean, there's so many. And I guess it all just depends on what kind of a look you're trying to achieve. During the summer, I like to use a cream, or I like to add some liquid drops into my foundation to just give me the overall look of warmth. During the winter, I do like a more semi-matte, I do like a more polished finish. I don't know why. It's makeup. There's no rhyme or reason. You know, you do what makes you feel the most beautiful. You do what's the most feasible for you. Right now, and for a while now, I've just been into matte bronzers. Now, here's the thing with that. There is matte bronzers, there is bronzers with shimmer. If your bronzer has too much shimmer, know that it's going to automatically make you look more oily. Something with a slight shimmer can be very flattering, something with too much can be too overpowering. So take that into consideration. There is a bronzer from Hourglass that is called Ambient something or the other. I'll have everything listed below. That is a good one for somebody who's either a beginner or somebody who just kind of wants one step and is done, right? Because it is your bronzer, but it also has a light shimmer to it. So it automatically just gives the skin the warmth and the glow in one shot. So that's a really good one. Now, I would rather just go matte. A matte bronzer, warm me up, define my cheekbones, do what I have to do, and then I can go back and place highlighter in the areas that I want the glow. Makes sense? Blushes. So pick the color that you're comfortable with. Some people like more of a rosy pink, some people like peachy undertones. I can go either way. I don't typically like something too pink on myself. I do gravitate towards more peachy and coral tones. But when I do want something more rosy, I do like this one from Hourglass. This one is called Luminous Flush. It's gorgeous. I love this one so much. So it does have those pinky swirls to it, but because it's blended in with those champagne highlight colors, it just gives me this beautiful, soft, rosy cheek. It also highlights at the same time, so you can kill two birds with one stone. I hate that saying, but you know what I mean. The other one that I really like is this one by Note, and it is more of that warm peachy, and sometimes what I'll do with this one is I'll do the warm peachy up here, and then I'll do a brighter one like my Galifornia from Benefit. See how it's a little bit brighter? That's another option too. So one of my favorites is the blush brush from Laura Mercier, which is dirty as well. All right, today's mission is to wash my brushes. Y'all should be washing your brushes too. So this one is great because it is at an angle, so it really helps the person who might not know where their blush goes. It sits right where it needs to go, and then you can go from there. What I like to do is take my brush, dab it into my blush a little bit, tap the excess, and start right here. I like to start at the top part of my cheekbones and then bring it down to the apples of my cheeks. Yes? Blah. Yay! So just like your bronzer, highlighter comes in all shapes and sizes. It comes in powders, it comes in liquids, it comes in creams, it comes in mousses. Whew, there's a lot to choose from. And again, pick the one that will be the most easiest for you to use. Not what is the most popular, not what the trends tell you to use. Pick the one that's going to achieve the best look for you. So for me, when I choose a highlight, I prefer more of a powder highlight. During the summer, I might gravitate something a little bit more creamy and liquidy just to give me more of that sun-kissed kind of wet look, right? I might add something into my foundation just like I would with my bronzer. It just kind of depends. But I typically like a powder. I've been using the Morphe highlighter called Spark for a while now. I like highlight. I like to glow. I like it to like wave back as you're leaving. Like I want you to see that I'm highlighted, but I don't like anything with glitter. So I like more of that sheen, right? So you can see that there. I like more of that reflective aspect of it versus like somebody threw fairy dust on my face. I don't like glitter. This is a more softer, natural highlight. So this is one that I use pretty much every day when I'm just out and about running errands with the kids. I have a 5-minute get ready with me video that I can link here somewhere for you guys, and I use this in that one. This is the one that I've been using pretty much every day because I still like to put myself together. I don't necessarily need too much, and this gives me just enough highlight. Another one that I really like is one from Becca. Champagne Pop is one of my favorites. That is like straight highlight, but again, none of that glitter, so I love that one. The Amrezy from Anastasia, that's another really pretty one for when I want more. This seems to be doing me just fine for now. So what you want to do with your highlighter is take a smaller brush like this one, or you can take like a fan brush, that'll work too. Something that's not going to just grab all the shimmer and smack it onto your face. You want an even distribution of highlight. So what you want to do is tap into that, tap out the excess, and go right here on the upper part of your cheekbones and up over your brow bone. And that will just give me enough highlight, see? I also like to take a little bit and dust it right at the tip of my nose and kind of down the center. This is what it looks like with blush, bronzer, and highlight, and this is what it looks like with nothing, right? This side just looks a little bit more polished and put together. This side is begging to be evened out. So that's about it, you guys. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.